Hey, what's up, everybody? Rob Sower here with Sower Real Estate, Keller Williams Realty, Boise. And tonight you have or this morning when you're watching this, you have the late night version of the market, um, stats video for the month, bugs and all included. So I don't know. I just got a little bit of a later start, and here we are. So you got to get the newsletter out. So you got to do what you got to do. Um, anyway, we actually had kind of I don't know, a little bit of a downer situation this last about 2 weeks ago. As some of you guys have seen, we had like this cat that adopted us, so to speak. It turns out it was pregnant, and we actually really liked the cat. I'm not really much of a pet person and haven't really understood why people get all upset about their pets dying. Just in full disclosure, apologies to everybody out there that has pets. And this pet, it wasn't a pet, but it was kind of a pet. This cat got into some mouse poison and died, and left us with 5 kittens. It was super sad, really tough to see that happen. And now we have 5 kittens that we're trying to figure out what to do with. So anyway, uh, total random story there. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the market dynamics. You guys have seen the typical chart here, and without going into every little bit and detail of it, there's just a couple things I want to touch on. One of them is, and I apologize, guys. I'm doing this video from my computer video photo booth or whatever, because I can't find my little gimbal to put my phone on. So anyway, I hope this isn't like just absolutely horrible quality for the 10 of you that watch this. So, all right. So I do want to point out right here, this is your average home sale price going back to 2021. Is that 2021? Yeah, 2021. Basically, it's been pretty flat. And so, as you can see, we had kind of this build up, and then, a little bit of a bump from 2021 to 2022, but really it's been pretty flat, the average home sale price. And I just want to kind of, more than anything, throw that out there for people to just kind of understand what's going on in the market. We just don't see a lot of appreciation. And I would say that really what that means is we're seeing depreciation, because everything else has been going up in price. And so if everything else is going up in price and the home sale price is staying the same, well, then it's actually going down relative to everything else. So that's the first thing. The other thing is that it shows that our inventory is at 2.7 months, which I don't understand, because we've gone, the solds are exactly the same. Well, they changed by 1. But the pendings, everything under contract, has gone from 637 down to 571. So there's less consumption happening in the market. And the actives have gone up from 1318 to 1363. So I don't know how, when you calculate that, it stays the same. To me, that shows that it should be, 2.8 or something. Maybe they just don't have enough decimal points there. But the point is that we are certainly, definitely getting more and more into a buyer's market. And now the stats are catching up a little bit more with the feeling that's been on the ground. I've been talking about this for the last several videos, and it's just becoming more and more statistically evident. So anyway, that's what I would say for what's going on in the market. If you are thinking about going on the market as a seller, just keep that in mind. I'm telling people to be a little bit more patient with things. Like always, everyone's situation is different. Everyone's property is different. And there's like bugs. I knew this was going to happen. I just come out here on the deck, have the lights on, and bugs will start flying around, but oh well. So anyway, like I say, everyone's situation is different, and you just kind of have to know what you're dealing with. I definitely recommend reaching out. Give us a shout if there's something where you're wondering about your situation and whether or not it's a good time for you to sell. It just depends. Okay, so side note story. So when we had a really crazy seller's market, we had people that would pass on inspections. So, in the buyer's market, or more of a buyer's market, I will say one of the positives is now buyers have the ability to do inspections. They're not waiving inspections like they were that when we saw years ago. And a perfect example of that, I had somebody under contract recently that I walked into the house with the inspector as he was doing the inspection. The buyer wasn't able to make it for this. And I walked out to the back sliding door, and I noticed that there was a dog bowl out on the, people have pets, sure. But under the corner of the house, I saw this little mouse stick his head out. And so I was like, oh, okay, there's obviously mice here. He grabbed a little piece of dog food and then ran back. So I told the inspector, I was like, hey, I just saw a mouse right over there. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he later said, yeah, there's a ton of mice in the crawl space. They've gotten all into the insulation that's in between the floor joists. It's really bad. We did a mold air sample, and it was really bad. So fortunately, we caught all of that. Ended up having the seller take all of that insulation out. They had to do a remediation for not only the mice, but also there was some mold that was starting to grow there too. So we got that all taken care of, and also the problem of the mice even getting into the crawl space was taken care of. There was these crawl space vents that had been opened up and kind of chewed through, or there were holes in them and the mice were getting in. So anyway, yes, the buyer's market is difficult, but there's positives too. Now we have the ability to, as buyers and agents representing buyers, we have the ability to go in there and be a little bit stronger on inspections maybe, or at least do the inspections. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful for you guys, and hopefully you have a great weekend. All right, we'll see you. Bye.